Hi, guys. I'm Adrian, and today's show, The Last of Us, Episode 3, Long Time. Immediately, we see Joel's grief for Tess. With just two or three scenes, more depth was added to Joel and Tess's relationship, and more depth was added to Joel's grief. We see Ellie show her wit in how the writers juxtapose the fact that Ellie's never been into the woods, yet she's 14 and understands the fact that Joel subconsciously blames her for Tess's death. We also get a constant enthusiastic attitude from Ellie, showing how she is able to maintain normal adolescence as this world is what she's used to. This is the world she was born in, so no adaptation was needed. There was no quote unquote world before for her to dwell on. It also makes me think about that one scene and how hard it is for a kid to survive. Even Ellie got infected multiple times. Through scavenging, aka rucksacking for my State of Decay fans, we see Joel already has bonded to Ellie, and I love the tampon joke. This joke alone emphasizes the fact that Joel never really got to go through this part of father-daughterhood. It's kind of gross, but it's something that all women's fathers, especially single fathers, go through. It lets the father know that their daughter is growing up, so with that, the father must do the same. The audience is even provided scenes of beginning outbreak and the things desperate people will do when all hope is lost. This scene/flashback is used for the masterful introduction of Bill. With just a few extra seconds and scenes, we see exactly the kind of guy Bill is. Bill is the epitome of the conspiracy theorist, zombie apocalypse, Armageddon ready American citizen. Glad we got further insight into how hard of a survivalist Bill was and how he met Frank. We finally got to see those notes play out and understand the struggle Bill went through. He went from loneliness to happiness to a place that was lower than rock bottom in the game, at least. We get a much more satisfying ending for Bill in The Last of Us TV show, and I feel like this was more of a service to the writers and fans of Bill. Hashtag justice for Bill. It was hella sus, but it was really cool to actually see Bill find love after so much loneliness. We literally see Frank break Bill out of his shell. After Bill meets Frank, his posture changes, his demeanor changes. Frank gets so much more depth in the show, and we see that he is truly a person of love and is truly what Bill needed. Frank even forces Bill out of his shell even more, pushing him out of his social constraints. The writer uses the character they created for Frank as the reason Joel and Bill get to know each other in the first place. It was Frank's unconditional and viral love that made it possible for Joel, Tess, and Bill to meet. The writers also tell the audience just how far back Frank, Joel, and Tess go. If my math is right, they've known each other for 17 years. We got to see everything Bill and Frank gave to each other physically and emotionally, and this was only possible through making The Last of Us story into a film adaptation. Also, about the gun traded for the strawberry seeds. I can only assume that's Joel's revolver, I'm not sure. Another thing to throw in, the color schemes of this show match the game beautifully, and I also noticed that Ellie has the same in-game flashlight, just a few little Easter eggs for y'all. Speaking of beautiful, it was nice to see Frank and Bill kind of grow old together, and we get to see what marriage is in old age. The Last of Us explores topics that reach far beyond zombies. This episode barely had anything to do with zombies. It was about people, it was about time and growing together. It was about love and the things you would do for those who love you. There was an honest beauty to Bill and Frank's last day together. They got to live beautifully in a world that wasn't. They got to be happy in a world that didn't allow for happiness. Bill cooks the same meal for Frank as he cooked for him on the first day that they met. As Bill once sat across the table, he now sits next to Frank. The way these two go out is heartbreakingly beautiful, and no one could have wished for anything better, even under real-world circumstances. I like that the show lets Bill live out the rest of his life with Frank. the note that they leave is a huge Easter egg in that not only does this take the place of the letter that we discovered Bill and Frank's relationship, but this letter in the show is possibly the culmination of all the letters we see from past survivors in the Last of Us video game. So like one big Easter egg, Joe gets the truck, Bill's arsenal, and I'm pretty sure he gets all the ingredients for nail bombs, so I can't wait to see those in live action. And this is also where we see Ellie find her pistol that she carries with her throughout the series. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video on The Last of Us Episode 3, long time. I can't wait for Episode 4. Go ahead and drop a like for your boy, and I will see you guys for Episode 4. Peace.